Hi everybody. So now that we have the spaceship textured, let's take a look at lighting this scene up and also adding an engine to light it up. So what we need is just take a look at the holes for your engine here and the crevices, and let's think about what shape might fit best. So for me, I'm going to use a sphere, three spheres. Some of them will be squished. So I'm going to just make a sphere. I'm going to plunge this into the middle here. And if I need, which I do, I'm gonna take the scale tool and just kind of make it a little bit wider, a little taller, just so it kind of, and I can even squish it this way. I'll show you what that looks like if I pull it out. See, it's more of an oval looking shape here, kind of a squished sphere, right? And then just plunge this in. Okay, just like that. All right. It shouldn't be sticking out. It should be in there, and kind of the more you put it in, the better, because it'll kind of light up the interior here. So, and then maybe I'll just duplicate this so I just kind of have a shape already halfway done. And I'm going to scale this down, squish this into place here. Just going to look at that. Looks like it's sticking out a little too much. I'm going to flatten it out, and maybe, let's see if I just push this in some more. That'd be good. So if I have this one, I'm going to Command D, and it should fit over here as well. All right, just make sure it's not sticking out anywhere else. Looks good. So now I'm just going to hold Shift, click on these, hold down right click, and assign new material. And we're going to go to Arnold, Standard Surface, just like always. And right away, we're going to hold down a preset here. Okay, so this is where we found the chrome and the other stuff that we've looked at before, but we're going to go to one called the incandescent bulb, move over to here, and replace. So right away, you'll notice that it's emitting light, and I will Arnold render. Now I have no other lights here, but you can see how it's lighting up the engine here, but the color that it comes with by default is kind of this warmer, kind of a warm color. So let's take a look at that. Where do we find the color? It's not in the base color like you would normally find it. It's down here. There's a drop down called emission. Let me tuck everything else in here. There's a drop down called emission, and you can see it's this cream color. So I'm going to choose a different color. What I like to go with is I start with this blue, and then I kind of lighten it up a lot. So like you can emit like a light blue. Now you can choose a different color if you'd like. So if I Arnold render this now, you can see what that looks like. And we can also make it brighter. So to make it brighter or emit more light, we can change the weight here. So I'm going to go from a 1 to a 5. So it's going to be 5 times as bright. Let's take an Arnold render to it. You can see it's really lighting up that interior now. Just so you can kind of see this a little bit better, maybe I'll just roll another light. Let me just see what happens with the physical sky here. I also put down a plane just to look at that. Look at it this way. Arnold render. And you can kind of see how that looks. You can see how the light will emit its light on other objects that might be around it. But you can see this is what we're going to do. Now, notice that this ship is very shiny. It doesn't need to be. I can select on this and go back to the texture. It should be all the way over to the right here. So the standard surface 3 was the black window, but standard surface 2 was the texture. So under specular, if I drag down the weight, you'll notice it's a dull texture. If I drag it back up, or some of it back up, you can see I get more shine to it. There's also this metalness, so I can drag this up to create more a metal-like feel. You can see it looks a little bit more chrome-like, so you might like that as well. These are just some little tricks for working with the texture that we had on here. See my other video before this about texturing the spaceship. Okay, so we've just added the light source that comes out of the engine. We're almost ready to go and animate. So good luck, and give this a try.